Welcome back. It's time for Media Watch France, our roundup of the top stories in the French news media. James Creedon has the lowdown. Good evening.
Good evening, Anna.
And we start with Nicolas Sarkozy's very, very bad week. French paper Le Monde has called it a black week.
That's right. They were headlining this morning on, Sarkozy's Black Week and going through all of the things that happened that he probably wouldn't have wanted to happen. For example, Edith Bouvier, the journalist who was
Sarkozy had a little gaffe.
That's right. I think on Tuesday he welcomed her having been liberated, and it wasn't the case that she'd been liberated yet. The Constitutional Council struck down his law on the Armenian genocide, on criminalising it. And here you have the scenes when Sarkozy was arriving in the city of Bayonne in the southwest. Two very, very vociferous boos, a very angry crowd of people who had clearly, and here he is reacting in a cafe as well to that. So it was a very, very bad week for Nicolas Sarkozy. Even in terms of the polls, he is falling behind François Hollande by 3.5 percentage points according to the IFOP polling company. So let's have a look online. You had the front page of several papers around the world. This is a Brazilian paper here, Folha de Sao Paulo, leading on it yesterday. Many of them with this photo where Sarkozy is kind of under a half-open umbrella with a very angry
looks a bit like a deer caught in headlights there.
Absolutely. And just the coverage has been extensive across the media today. This word is coming back, guet-apens, that was pronounced by the foreign minister Alain Juppé, who said... That's right, he said Sarkozy was trapped, he was ambushed by Basque separatists and a Socialist Party faithful. And what Alain Juppé in fact said is that those Socialist Party people were brandishing François Hollande posters. Therefore, in some ways, this ambush was signed by him. So this is getting very, very personal indeed. Now, a lot of that seems to be forgotten. Just very quickly to kind of go into those details, Atlantico, which is a right-leaning website, have pointed out that a local politician in Bayonne, a socialist guy, tweeted that there was going to be a welcoming committee for Nicolas Sarkozy.
So that points to sort of maybe it was a setup. Exactly.
Now, he has reacted on his Twitter feed saying, look, I in absolutely no way organised anything or had any communications with a terrorist movement. So he's kind of saying, look, hey, stop scapegoating me. Now, what's interesting is that Sarkozy left Bayonne to go to the countryside immediately afterwards. Here you see him meeting farmers in a town that I actually can't pronounce. Lots of X's in the Basque kind of region, which get kind of difficult.
I can't help you.
Right.
Ichasu?
That might be it. But anyway, you can see this very nice picture with a farmer here. But actually, the real sequence was really not so friendly. Let's take a look at actually what happened.
L'agriculture, on n'est pas aux 35 heures. Hein?
Moi non plus.
Ouais, nous non plus. Voilà, nous on n'a rien. On vivote.
Franchement, et moi je suis pas propriétaire de 40 hectares. Hein? Ok.
Mais vous avez autre chose en peut-être. Chacun son truc.
The video shows a more tense exchange.
Absolutely, yes. And perhaps that was after the tension that immediately preceded it in Bayonne. Maybe he just wasn't up for a relaxed conversation at that particular moment in the day. Anyway, so a bad week for Nicolas Sarkozy, certainly.
Moving on to another story for a Belgian crane operator. Apparently, it's also been a bad week. Tell us more. What happened?
a bit more obscure. He was less well known until he became an internet hit. Now, I'll show you this. It's on the Rue 89 website, a left-leaning website. A little bit of a misunderstanding. This crane operator demolished the wrong house. So obviously he was operating wrecking ball.
Not.
Yes, he did. Now let's take a listen to his reaction to RTL, which is a Belgian media as well as a French media. Actually, let's take a listen to what he said.
J'ai eu un ordre de commencer à enlever 2 maisons qui on avait le permis et tout ça, et puis en fin de journée, je me suis rendu compte par mon patron que j'avais démoli la mauvaise, quoi. Maintenant, moi, j'ai pris un coup dessus, c'est pas facile d'assumer ça, quoi. Voilà, c'est ici que la maison se trouvait, et maintenant, voilà ce qu'il en reste.
All right, fail. Crane operator fail.
It's an oops moment.
I wish we'd seen the reaction of the...
These pictures are incredible.
They are, and I wish we'd seen the reactions of the homeowners. You know, I think they'd have been a little...
My first thought was, I hope no one was inside that home. It seems everyone is at least
I think
safe.
everyone's okay, but he's pretty embarrassed about it. It's a big hit in Belgium, across the border where it happened. It's had 45,000 hits.
He seems a little stunned by what he's done.
He does, poor guy. I feel a bit sorry for him. You know, he's become this sort of
I feel sorry for those homeowners.
Figure of fun, right?
finally, it's Justin Bieber's 18th birthday.
Right.
Happy birthday,
now,
Justin.
I don't really care, except that all of the American media seems to care. And what you have here is on Gawker. This was the top story on the Gawker website
He's
all
the most
day.
famous baby face in all of America, surely.
Absolutely, and he has some 18 million Twitter followers. And if you go on Twitter, it's kind of scary. Look at this, right? Crying because Justin Bieber is 18, which means that it would be illegal for you to date because it would make him a paedophile. Now I'm crying with my Bieber posters. I'm so depressed that Justin Bieber isn't a minor anymore. I'm currently crying. Basically, there's like 25 different tweets here of people crying, devastated about Justin Bieber
He's
turning 18.
moving out of the teenage idol zone. All right.
It's disturbing.
James Creedon, thanks very much
Thanks,
for that.
Emma.
That was Media Watch France on France 24. Up next, it's web news, and we round up the week's top internet content, including reactions to the arrest of 25 activists from the anonymous hacker movement this week.